It is a decision Toledo police officers had to make on Friday while chasing a suspect, a decision they had to make in a split second, shoot or don't shoot. And today, transparency in tragedy.
Toledo Police Chief George Krall inviting the media along on shoot, don't shoot training. Our Melissa Veitch was there and she joins us live now after going through that training scenario. And Mel?
Well, Lee and Diane, it is that split millisecond. It is literally that split millisecond when police have to make the decision to shoot or don't shoot. So Chief Krall wanted the media to know what it felt like to make that decision. We took him up on the offer at the Police Training Academy. 2 officer-involved shootings in a week. Toledo Police Chief George Krall says TPD is an open book of accountability, releasing dashcam video within hours of the second incident.
We should get it out there, we should talk about it, and I think the reason we didn't see any kind of issues after Friday night is because the video was released as quickly as it is and people understood the real story.
Chief Krall also invites the media in to view the story behind the guns police carry. Hands-on shoot, don't shoot training, running us through different scenarios.
And there's no such thing as a cut and dry call for service.
We are outfitted with the same Sig Sauer guns police carry. They're modified to shoot only training rounds that have paint pellets.
Things happen so quickly, that's why it is so imperative that we train the way we do, that we do muscle memory, that we keep training correctly and just doing it over and over and over again.
Okay, we're good. Going in cold with head protection only, and a gun belt that fully loaded adds up to 25 pounds to an officer's load with full duty gear. We are off on a scenario that has us trying to stop a wanted felon. He runs. My partner and I chase the suspect from 2 different angles.
Put your arms out right now.
One of the worst things you can do out there is get into a situation where as an officer, you're not in control of things. In other words, you're not setting the timetable, the suspect is, and that's when it gets dangerous for the officer.
On my end, stress shuts down all reason.
But at some point, the standoff has to end, and we have to do something.
Yeah.
Put your hands out where we can see them.
Stress switches all thought from the logical front brain to midbrain. Everything stalls.
Midbrain is the part of the brain that just simply acts. It doesn't weigh consequences. It doesn't think. It does either what it was trained to do, or it relies on prior life experiences to draw the best possible reaction to whatever it is that's going on around them.
Put your arms up. Put them to the side so we can see them.
Since I have no training, every instinct is wrong.
When you went, and then you just put your arms out like this and you had a gun in your hand.
Oh. And that was just one of everything else I did wrong, except one thing. I listened to my partner who has years of experience. Yeah, I was terrible, just terrible at this. There were 4 different scenarios that we went through today, and it's very common to have a situation like that where the suspect simply won't cooperate and put their hands up. But until they show aggression or a gun, lethal force cannot be initiated in those circumstances. Lee and Diane?
Melissa, fascinating, everything that goes into it here. What was the most surprising takeaway?
You know, something we don't consider. There's the legal versus the moral obligation to shoot. Legally, it's very clear for officers, but officers have that moral call to make, and often they have to make that moral call in that same millisecond of time, and you can only imagine how tough that is.
Can't imagine. All right, and she said that belt weighs like 20 pounds.
Yeah,
the gun
heavy.
is fairly heavy, so on top of all of that, thanks for showing us that.